So I'm back with another one, hotter than the sun's being. What he said, I'm a ever-raving, motivated promoter for gators, debaters on the Lions, then the hottest debater. Never set the hardest platforms behind the scene. Unbelievable skills from a talented woman, a team's dream. Executing projects, those impossible to achieve. I hate to brag, but yeah, that be me. Fueling the fire, placing the team, making it happen, no time to lean. Deborah spirit lives in me, delivering triumph, leading the charge. Warrior spirit, the battles are made, played by, plays in the game. We're eliminating, eliminating drama on the screen. And I'm locked in with a fellow warrior, bringing this fire to the street. Another level of grind, day and night, no stopping the pace, making our mark, taking our place, unstoppable force on the grind, gators, debaters on the map, leaving a spark, the ones they fear, the ones they know, when stepping on the stage, the crowd starts to glow, arguments are fire, styles untamed, the time and do away. We're here to play. And we're here to play. On a mission to win on a roll. No obstacles too big, no challenge too cold. The warrior's words, the queen and the king of the game. With every win, one step closer to fame. The bond is unbreakable, spirits unshaken, being molded in a world so cold. But gold at the end of every phase. It's not just words, it's a movement's voice. Change makers, leaders of the choice, and the power of knowledge and the strength of the team. Leaders of tomorrow, making our theme, breaking barriers, shattering norms. The future's hope, taking the forms of innovators, thinkers, warriors, true, making a difference, seeing it through. And yeah, I got a fiery lawyer spirit, hey, that's what's up. Yeah, I got bars, and the flow's never rough. Collaborating with a fellow warrior spirit, bringing the fire. We're unstoppable, and our team's taking it higher. Yeah, yeah, we're unstoppable, and our team's taking it higher.
All right. Peace and blessings, man. Welcome to the Lion's Den. My name is JJ7000, a.k.a. Mendinka Mali, the most feared debater on this planet. It's a sad day, for me and my family. My grandmother passed away on New Year's Day, 4 a.m. She made it to 2026. She was 87. So I want to give her a moment of silence for her real quick. Yeah. I mean, if you ain't been through it, man, a lot of people be like, hey, I know. Some people be like, yeah, I know how you feel. A lot of us know how I feel. But, when it's your turn, it hit different. You ain't that person on the side saying, I know how I feel. Especially when it's your turn, it's up. Peace and blessing. Grandma went to the ancestors. She back to see up there with Granddad and Mama Lean and all her friends. So, 87 years is a blessing to be on this earth. I want to show something real quick before we get into the information. Indigenous Black Man going to be bringing some good information. But first, let me give my shout outs. I had to give a shout out to Grandma first. And then shout out to my queen, my wife, my forever, Denny Hayes, and also Sister Karima, the rest of the team, Black Jesus, all the founding forefathers of the Lions Den to help us, build this thing up here. And we got a lot. We ain't stopping. We got a lot of good things coming up. So don't ever count us out. But before I show that video, I'm gonna go ahead and let Sis Karima introduce herself, and then the host, and then the guest of the show, the Lions Den fact checker, and then this black man. Go ahead, Sis Karima.
You already know what to do. If you like the information that's being presented, please hit the like, share the information, subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. I appreciate you tuning in. Thank you.
Yeah. Peace to the chat, man. Yeah, I appreciate you open knowledge. Rest of the team out there, TNT, BN, open knowledge. Habe, my first time meeting you. Habe, welcome to the Lions Den. We got, like I say, this thing with this FBA stuff is really keeping the community confused. We already have enough distractions in the community as far as these guys running around talking about the atheists, evolution, God's creator's not real. We got to deal with that. We got to deal with these cults, the old ISPs and the ISUPWKs and the GOCC, ICC, United in Christ. We got to deal with all that. But now Tiriq Nasheed has created another problem in the community, and we already know that he's a grifter. He's a hustler. Because at one point, it was Habitat for Humanity for Haiti when they was going through their crisis. And he called himself caring and loving and raising money for that. Now, suddenly in 2025, the tethers make it make sense. Before we get into the information, let me go ahead and introduce Indigenous Black Man, the Lions Den fact checker. Go ahead now.
Well, you already know what it is. I'm about to bust him in the head, bring out some truth, what I'm saying? Thank you to Karima and JJ7000 for allowing me this opportunity. We're going to break down the tethering that goes on with, these FBAs. Yeah. Starting with Tiriq Nasheed. Tiriq Nasheed took his premise from Dr. Paul Anderson, who had Native Black American. He took that name and just added foundational instead of Native. So that, to me, that's tethering off from Dr. Paul Anderson. Not only did he tether off of Dr. Paul Anderson, he tethered off of in tone with the ADOS movement, which he was a part of at first, and then all of a sudden he breaks off, starts his own branch.
Yeah.
And the only thing he's doing is selling merch.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Selling merch and joking to everybody that he don't consider Black Americans.
Yeah.
And you gotta understand, this is no different than the eugenics movement. And when they say, the origin of the species by either natural selection or preservation of favorite race. And this is basically what it is. You preserve.
Grandma came into the Lions birthday last year in April, and then we can get into it. I want you
my condolences to the
Hayes family
and his family.
Yep, yeah, to the Hayes family. But okay, so let me play this real quick, Karima. Last conversation that throughout the years, I always call Grandma. She pop on here and there, and say, "Grandma, I'm live right now." He's like, "All right," and she come in, "Hey, everybody, whatever." So this is my last conversation with her. Birthday last April.
I remember.
You remember this? Yeah, this is last April. Yeah.
I remember.
Let me play this real quick. All right, hold up. This is for you, Grandma. It's a blessing, man. I'm still trying to work out the kinks in this, man. Welcome to the Lions Den. JJ7. 1,000. I am your host. Let me see if it's sharing on my on my I ain't gonna be long. Let me see if it's sharing on my channel. Let's see. All right. Let's see what's going on. What's Grandma calling me? Grandma calling me. Hey, Grandma.
Wait a minute, hold on, Antonio. I was redialing for her. Hold on. How you doing?
Happy birthday.
My auntie sound like Grandma.
Happy birthday. Miss Grandma?
Hold on.
How's Auntie Barbara?
My grandma.
Hey, Antonio, how you doing?
There go my grandma. There go my beautiful grandma. Happy 86th birthday. Hey, how you do? How you feel, Grandma?
I feel good.
Feeling great. Blessed by the best, I love
Right.
you.
80-something years old, I feel okay.
86, right?
What, 86, 87? 87.
87? Come on, you.
Isn't that terrible? I'm getting there now.
No, ain't nothing terrible about that. That's a full life. You know what I'm saying, Grandma? I tried to call your phone, but they said it was blocking out certain numbers.
I think I blocked everybody out. I don't know, I hit something.
Okay, so how I supposed to contact you now? They ain't gonna fix it. Grandma? Can you hear me?
I can't figure out how to unblock it.
You ain't got your cell phone no more, Grandma? You ain't got your cell phone no more?
I kept using cell phones, when I stopped, going places.
Yeah. Cut down on the bill, huh? I say, so it's to cut down on the bill, right?
That part wasn't bothering me.
All right, so Grandma, you live right now on my podcast. Tell everybody how it feel to be 87. Go ahead, Grandma. Tell everybody how it feel to be 87.
Feel great to be 86 and still walking and feeling pretty good. So
yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Grandma. I love you so much from the bottom of my heart. And I tried to call you yesterday because I always want to be the first one to tell you happy birthday and happy New Year's.
Right.
Yeah, so I didn't get to do that this time. So next year, the next 10 years, Grandma, I'm gonna be on point. You hear me, Grandma? I said next year I'm gonna be the first one. You hear me?
Okay.
In the next 10 years. You hear me, Grandma?
Yeah, I hear you.
That's right. I love you.
I love you too.
All right, Grandma. I'm getting ready to do my show. I had to, let the world know. My grandma 87. That's right.
I'm feeling good.
Feeling good. I got a chance to be 87 and 90 because people in our family live long. Tell them, Grandma. Tell them.
I love you.
Yeah. All right, Grandma. I love you. I'm going to talk to you after I do my show.
Okay, then.
All right, Grandma. I love you.
Yep. That was a lifetime. I'm dead. But so yeah, man. All right. So Indigenous, go ahead, brother. Get into what you gotta get into, man. Yeah, full life.
Yes,
Love you,
sir.
guys. Go ahead.
so
Beautiful.
Yeah.
You got me teared up over here.
But we will never die because of our ancestors, And then, yeah, we'll never die. We'll never die.
That's peace to the ancestor.
Yeah, you got me over here in tears, JJ. You got me over here in tears.
What's that, Kramer?
I said you got me over
tears
here.
right now myself. It's hard, man. You don't ever. It's even though they getting older, it's hard to accept when they go. But I don't want to be selfish and have because the last I talked to her right before New Year's. It was like 11 o'clock, and I called her, and they was like, "Well, no, Grandma in pain." I said, "I don't care. I mean, I didn't say I don't care, but I need to speak to her. I don't know. Maybe it was just something in my spirit telling me, hey, this might be the last time." And when she heard my voice, and all she could say was, "Ah." Y'all hear me? Ah. Yeah.
And Jenny had told me, my wife Jenny told me, like, before one of her loved ones passed away, that's like I think it was her grandfather. They be in so much pain for that cancer. They know it's you. But and then I had my cousin Derek call her, and she did the same thing. Derek like, it's okay, grandma, you ain't gotta speak. It's okay. But she had stopped eating, and she didn't want to, she didn't want to drink nothing. She was ready to go. She told me she ready to go, man. You in so much pain, and you just have to accept it. You see, you gotta accept it. And be, and now if you spiritually believe that there's another realm, then she's in a happy place with granddad and her mama and the people and her grandma, the rest of the family, friends. So that being said, man, thank y'all for even just all the people on Facebook giving us support, all the people in our family, all the friends back home. We love y'all, and thank you for being us this time, our time and more. Thank you. Go ahead, Adizzy.
Yeah. It's tough, but like you say, you be selfish to ask for them to still be around if they're suffering. I know I've been through it myself twice. With my grandmother, my grandfather. My grandfather on my dad's side passed before I was born, but yeah, like you said, I mean, it's just and you become the great uncle and the grandfather and and all that. It's your turn. You got to take up the mantle. But
F cancer.
Let's go ahead and get back into this.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
you got ma.
Man. He took from ADOS. He was a part of ADOS. He took, what they had argued that had going on and, ran and made his own little thing. And, like I said, the trademark isn't even valid anymore. You could use the trademark yourself because he hasn't been keeping up with the paperwork. And we showed that in the last presentation, and then, I mean, when you're taking from ADOS and you're taking from Dr. Claude Anderson, I mean, I call it a tethering, don't you think that?
Yeah.
When you call that a tether, somebody who's taking other people's information and going in behind somebody else and then renaming it.
Yeah.
Like a colonizer.
If that's the definition of a tether. Yeah, he didn't like the
all of a sudden you put, go ahead.
I'm sorry, go ahead. But then,
what would you say, Jay?
No, somebody I just said, ain't nothing like your grandma. You got dang room right. You only gonna have 2 of them, and you'd be blessed to have maybe 4. At one point, I had 4 at the same time: 2 grandmas, 2 great grandmas. No, 3, because we had granddad's, my mom's. Hold on, I'm sorry. My grandma's mom was alive. My grandma's mother. My dad, it was like I had 3 grandmas and a great. I had a bunch of grandmas at one point in my life when I was young. I put it like that. I had to add it up later. But yeah, go ahead, Adizzy.
And that was a blessing.
Did you ever take any of those pictures of how, because
I don't have them.
They take the 5 generation pictures where you got
I wish.
grandma, mom, JJ, and then his kid. That's 5 generations.
Yeah, I mean, my grandma got probably at least over 30, 35 great grandchildren going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, y'all probably could have showed 6. That's
my great grandchildren.
Longevity. Got long lives in your family. They live long lives.
Hold up, and then she passed when she left. She had great because my if she my grandma, then she's my kids' great grandma, and then the kids have kids. So she got to kick it around for a great episode. You hear me?
8 generation picture. All 8 generations.
I don't know about all that.
All the grandkids and stuff. Yeah.
She had 5 daughters and 1 son. But the son was one that produced all the boys, 4 boys and a daughter. Then all of them had all kind of goddamn kids. I mean, we got a big family, bro. Real talk.
Yeah.
So grandma's passed away and went to be up there with the ancestors. But the thing is, she will never die. I have her eyes. This eye over here that y'all see to the right on your screen, will it be your left? Yeah, your right, that'll be your left on your screen. Yeah. On the other side, now when my wife kissed me over there, that's her eye. That's them her eyes. And then it might have passed up two of my kids, but then when my son had his daughter, her eyes is just like grandma's. Yep. Well, let's keep going. Love you, grandma.
All right, yeah. So, like I said, I mean, when we're dealing with Tiriq Nasheed, we got to be careful because, this is causing division amongst the people. Even the Americans, people consider Americans, and I mean, you're dividing up your own people because, you don't agree with, the immigrants or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That don't make sense. Yeah. Either you're going to go against the immigrants or you're going against your own people, but which one is it going to be? You can't do both at the same time, man. You just put foolish out here.
Right.
And like I said, and who all of a sudden gave you permission to speak for all of us?
That part.
I never signed a petition stating that I am FBA. I never got the memo. I never got to sign, any type of thing stating that, hey, I want to be called this. You just throw this on Black Americans and say, oh, this is what we are. And if you didn't have this and if you didn't have that, then you're not us. And who made you the judge, nigga? You metrosexual, always clicking your tongue. You can hear your tongue moving in your mouth. You're so close to the mic. You're always putting on chapstick. And you grease up. You look like a metrosexual.
Come on, man. Leave his personal preference alone. Let's stick to the information. Hey. Come on, man. Damn.
Wait till you hear.
Go ahead.
I think you stole my joke. Because I was going to these African people.
That's your joke. Yeah.
I was talking about them.
I can make it funnier than you.
This guy, he hadn't been around for 3 or 4 years.
Three or
I
four.
tried to make something around for 8 years. This guy's been around for 3 or 4 years.
Right. Whoa. Stop. I'm interviewing you. Hey, listen, I'm interviewing you now. Now, wait a minute. Now, are we what guy? Because you talking about Unbiased Ron, or you talking about Tiriq, who's been around 3 or 4 years? He's been around longer than that. He's been around longer than that.
We're going to Tiriq right now. We're going to get Unbiased in a second.
You gonna get okay. So listen, I'm interviewing you. So you gonna get on his. You gonna talk about his flunkies after you talk about the Green League. Okay, I got you. Go ahead.
That's right. Yeah. He's just a super talent. You're tethering off of another tether, so that makes you a super tether.
Oh, not a super tether.
But we'll get to the super tether here in a second. 3, you're still my jokes. Look, none of y'all niggas was indigenous 3 years ago. None of y'all.
Now I'm saying everybody indigenous.
I called
Yeah.
Callaway the other day.
Talk.
Callaway the other day.
Yeah.
And Garfield on the same day. Regurgitating Johann Frederick Blumenbach. Huh?
No.
Same day, just a couple days ago. They 2025, and all of a sudden they just finally getting it. But I wonder where they getting it from. I think JJ Kareem know where they getting it from. I know that most of the people, the bigger people, the community know where they getting it from.
Yeah.
The channel owners, because they've heard me say it 1,000 times. But just like I said, I've been in business for 5 years. They choke me like a dog, and every other word coming out of these cat mouths is indigenous. There's no originality in this community. Tiriq Nasheed is proof of it. The Native Black Americans just had the foundation, took off the Native and the foundation. That's tethered off of Dr. Park. And then you're tethering off of the Jet and Tone, ADOS, which you was a part of that movement. And then you disagree with them, you wouldn't make your little movement. And the only thing you're doing is joking, cracking jokes, because you're a comedian, understand. But it's freezing the people.
Now wait a minute. I'm interviewing you now. Hold up a minute. It didn't.
Go ahead.
Now what's wrong with being a comedian, man? That's an honest living.
Yeah. All being a comedian.
Oh, okay, good.
But when you're using it to sell this movement, and that's all you got.
Bitch.
I don't think you're doing nothing else.
That's
Bringing the terrorists up on your campus to expose.
that comes in.
You're doing it for clout. You were so against each other. Why you got them on your panel?
Why you go? Wait, why? Right? Hold on. Let me get a little piece of this. Why you out here hustling Haiti? None of them people got none of that money. Hurricane for Haiti. What that foundation you came up with, Tiriq? We know what you did. Where the dollars at? I just had to say that, man. Hit that like, share, subscribe, man. Yeah. I ain't indigenous. You heard the indigenous say he indigenous. The indigenous say he only say he indigenous because he honor his American roots here, and then he also honor his other ancestors that came over here from the ships. Tell them indigenous.
Well, let me say it better, Daddy.
Yeah, go.
Indigenous from the time that he made himself indigenous 5 years ago. That I'm honoring my indigenous African ancestors and my indigenous Native ancestors. That's what, because it's being first on the line.
First.
But people at the beginning, they started just Native Americans.
Oh, teach me.
So they joked me.
Go.
They joked me. They were Aboriginal.
Oh,
All of a sudden, in 2025, they understand what indigenous means.
24 hours.
Johnny come lately ass niggas.
What the hell's going on?
Just like I said, you don't even understand the shit that I talk about until a couple years later.
Figure it out.
And then you up on it, using the same talking point. Like you the one who brought this shit out. You ain't worth 2 years black man.
Christmas stole Christmas.
Like I said, and you ain't nothing but the tether, Tiriq.
Oh, tell it to me. TT. Leave alone.
You call everybody else. Because you tell it all.
Leave alone.
To get to work the FBA movement that you in. Even small, you tell it off of his stuff. You tell it off of him, using him in your movies and things of that nature, and using his information.
Grandma, be proud of you, indigenous.
See what I'm saying? So like I said, Tiriq, you know what I'm saying? Come out and start doing presentation. If you ever hear this, please come talk to me. Because like I said, I'm not one of these soft stiffs out here. And I don't follow nobody. I don't care who don't like what I said. When it comes to the truth, that's all I'm about is the truth. What is the truth? And what, and going against the lie or the division or anything else that's going to, hurt Americans. Because children are our future, and it don't matter what color they are.
Feed the world.
As far as the reparations are concerned, we use all reparations, and they're not a part of it.
What they check?
But when it comes down to these people who are coming here, they're becoming Americans, and this is your future. So you need to be a little more aware of how nation building works. And not the nation building like the Nazis. Like separate people, and call one thing and call yourself another. Yourself is superior.
Yeah, man. So, what is the main issue? Because my main issue that I have, I'm gonna tell you mine, and I'm actually yours. My main issue with the FBA, for those who don't know, they're Foundational Black Americans. They kind of disbanded. They're like, a separatist group from the original ABADOs, American Descendants of Slavery. And then these characters, American Descendants of Slavery, piggybacked off Dr. Claude Anderson's reparations movement. But it has got watered down as each movement has progressed or over the years. I'm not seeing none of these guys talking about HR 40. And for those who don't know, HR 40 is the bill it's a bill that we're supposed to try to get create as a bill so we can get our money and our restitution. But these guys, they don't even talk about that. They don't even talk about the politicians. None of that. It's a lot of problems, things in our community. This movement has to just be bigger than we're faking like we're getting a check. So now everybody cleans everybody in. But all it's doing is calling, hey, you can't get a check. You're not one of us. You don't even have a check to tell somebody they can't get a check. Check and balance that first. Yeah, include them. And then if the government say, well, you know what, hey, man, these people ain't been here long enough to even. All right, well, you know, we're here, man. Thanks for support. Because you're going to always need outside support. Go ahead. That's my problem with it, because they don't address the main issues. Go ahead. Go ahead, Division.
Division, by any means necessary, is our oppressor's narrative.
Yep.
And this is what Tiriq Nasheed is pushing. He is pushing the vision. You know, like I said, it don't matter whether it's up. Okay, if we have ADOS first, right? Well, let's say we got Dr. Claude Anderson first, right?
Yep.
And then ADOS comes along.
Yep.
You know, ADOS could have the best intentions, you know, at heart. They can have the best intentions for us. But look what happens. Dr. Claude Anderson's over here. Now we got ADOS over here. What happens? You're forced to choose between ADOS and Dr. Claude Anderson now. So does that cause division? Sure it does. Regardless of whether how natural or how beautiful the movement is, this new movement, it's going to cause division from the original movement. It's just like Christianity. You know, you start off with the followers of Christ, and then here comes the, Pauline, and then you got the Baptist John, you know, people following, and you got the Presbyterian. Every time you split away from the true meaning, it gets more diluted, and it causes even more division amongst the group that you're supposed to be a part of. We're all supposed to be followers of Christ. Why are we so divided? Oh, I don't mess with him because he's a Baptist. Oh, I don't mess with him because he's a Presbyterian. Oh, I don't mess with him because he, you know.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's all it is, and that's all he's doing. You know, so like I said, you know, you act like you're helping us and giving us a new name, because well, ADOS wasn't good. It's a Tiriq talking. You know, I'm talking like Tiriq. ADOS wasn't good enough. I had to come up with a new name because ADOS, American Descendants of Slavery. You know, well, you know, anybody can come in and get on that. If they were a part of the slave movement, regardless, why could they get a part of it? If they're forefathers with slaves. And, you know, they say that you have to look a certain way. It's, you know, it's all about lookership. And it's no different than, just like I said, racial profiling. They're telling you, well, you look like you got a tether hairline. As soon as you come in, well, you a tether because you don't agree with what I say.
Wait. Okay, now let me ask you this. What is a tether hairline? See, that you didn't even tell me. That's rhetorical. Basically, now they're profiling faces to figure out who can get a check and who can't. Instead of focusing that energy, like, hey man, you know, Cory Booker getting ready to go and you know, get this resolved. What's her name? Ayanna Presley. You know, some of the ones who's in Congress, ladies and gentlemen, who's trying to get reparations for our people. Whether some of y'all, there's a lot of doubters, that we'll never get it, blah, blah, blah. But if you're part of that movement and say, hey, look, hey, let them catch on later, then them are the people that you need to be dealing with. We can't get it because you got a lot of goofballs like that. We'll never get it. Just like this dang on goofy slob boss. Oh, yeah, we'll never get reparations. The only way we're going to do it, you know, my plan is we have to take it. Take it? We ain't got no bombs, no missiles, no banks, no where we can get the loans to get. We have no infrastructure, sir. So your plan is trash. So now, if that plan is trash, I don't even want to deal with the people that say, "Oh, we ain't gonna get it." No, we don't deal with them. We deal with the people that's trying to get it, that's just working hard. They try to make some emotion. Deal with grassroots movement. How did we get the civil rights things that we got rights for that? You think with people, we'll never get none? Yeah, they were still there. We don't want to deal with them. Let them. They'll cling on later. You know, when the movement get hot. Okay, damn, man. See, the indigenous was right. Kareem was right. Jenny was right. Grandma was right. Now we here. Okay. Yeah, now we it took us 20 months to catch on to y'all, but yeah, sometimes it takes people longer to catch on. And this is why the Lion's Den is here to bring out information to make you think. And this is why we bring on people like indigenous who's a part of the family, and there's few, a lot of other people that have been through it. Keep it going, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, JJ, I mean, that's a perfect point, man. Like I said, it's just, you don't do no background checks on the people, I mean, you just because you have a Jamaican mother, your father could have been, a descendant of slavery. And I think that term worked better because American descendants of slavery, that puts, it puts the stamp on it. Foundation of Black America. What did you found, Tiriq?
What foundation did you find? What foundation? Now we are accredited to helping building different monuments and structures around here, but so are the Italians, and so are the bridge builders from other countries. I mean, so what? I mean that term foundation, we didn't find this country unless you can prove it. But then that falls back to that Abo stuff. All this is predicated and built. Yeah, we Aboriginal. We was originally here, but they can't prove that. You got to really just prove that it was a foundation of native these Indian characters. How did they rename the tribes? The tribes were renamed.
Yeah.
We got history of these Cherokee, Navajo, and all these Apaches and what's the Seminole? We have history of that, but we know that the people that came off the ships, some of them they click with. Hey, we finna amalgamate with y'all over here, man. Yeah, they don't have, we the Maroons or whatever they call us. Yeah, okay, yeah, come on, talk about them wars. You see?
Well, they had the Native American and African mixture in New York. Who was one of the guys who they say might have invented the potato chip was a black man. He was part Native American and part African slave. Okay, mm-hmm. And John Morse with the Seminoles and the Crow, and that down there with that. In Virginia, where I'm from, we had 5 tribes. See, this is what they always say, but they can't really break it down. But it was in Virginia. It wasn't all over the United States. But it could have been in other states. You know what I'm saying? But the main one was in Virginia, where Walter Plecker changed 5 different tribes to Negroes.
Okay.
Ain't never been African. Ain't never, you know what I'm saying? Ain't never seen Africa. But they changed the names of those.
Wait.
Those Indians.
What year? Because that's important. The year they did this, and I say that to say this because you know how they getting all these casinos and all that, and they're reparations for some of them getting casinos and reparations for their land. So if you change them people to, oh no, y'all Negro, now you don't get no cut, and there's no accountability for what they did to that group of people, them set of people. The IM, I don't know what you ran up out of here for. Come on back up here. You got some explaining to do with this 12 tribes. Get up here. Now he ran off the stat. Brother IM, he a good brother. He just, he just some information he's not privy to yet. Hey, it's a lot of information I wasn't privy to yet when I first came into this. Okay, yeah. We Israelites. Oh, I was born to work. Yeah, hey, Mexican brothers. Hey, man, you're part of the 12 tribes, don't you? They looking at me like, what? Who? Yeah, man. I was doing that till I figured it out. Then I had to call them out. This is pseudo information to Zion. The rest of you goddamn, what's his name? Daniela, General Aha, the one who's run with that, all of them. Yeah. Okay, now we got a brother on the I am Hebrews. Go ahead and tell everybody what's going on with you today, brother. This is a celebration of my grandma. She went to the ancestors. You know, she was suffering, man. Last time I talked to her and I called, she was like, she was trying to talk to me, but she was in pain. So don't come on here today, please. No nonsense. Go ahead. Get the floor. See, he already started. Go ahead and do it. Cat got his tongue. He can't figure it out. Mute your mic, bro.
What's up, man? What's going on?
Come on, man. Your timing be off on all the shows, man. Hold on, let me tell them what's going on. You got to learn timing. Your timing be off on some of the things on the shows. You got to stay on the topic.
I know what you're talking about, man.
You've been peeking in and peeking around, so you know what we're talking about, man. Where you want to take it today? Go ahead.
Look. All that mumbo jumbo stuff that people be talking about reparations, there's nobody promised to give reparations except Israelites, and that's in the scripture. The scripture is the only book that I know that promises they're going to get restitution, restoration, and retribution. All that's in the book. It's in Genesis to Malachi.
But they got to be an Israelite to get it, huh?
Ain't nobody.
So my grandma wanted. Hey, listen, brother. My grandmother transitioned. That guy, so you know what I'm saying. The Creator. I don't know. I ain't calling him Yahweh. I know there's a creative force. So I'm past all that fairy tale mumbo jumbo that you come up here and talking about. Go ahead. Let me hear you.
You said stay on topic, right? So I'm saying that all these folks talking about reparations and all that. If you said, listen, if there's been promised reparations, restitution, retribution, and all those others, whatever, it's promised to Israelites. That's it. When they turn them back to the Most High and they restore back in their kingdom, all that's promised to them, man.
Well, what not government document? Now wait a minute, man. Now what government document is this? See, that's the problem. You guys don't know how to. Sometimes you got to separate some things and still maintain your spirituality. Because we living in reality right here. And
bro, do you know?
I can't say, well, you know what the Bible said. That might not be the right interpretation that you read.
Again,
the scriptures is spirit and heart. You got something down here. I mean, bro, what are we doing in 2026?
All right, I'm done, man.
You said man, come on, man.
I ain't gonna debate. I'm just saying that's the only book that promises. That's a document. That's an official document, man. Every government on the earth recognizes that as a document. That's an official document.
I would like to say that Israel has got enough of our reparations. They sending money over to Israel, hand over foot.
There you go. Israel getting it.
They sending money over.
You need to move over there. Hold on.
Yeah. So you sitting here putting Israel in front of our reparations?
No, he said it right. Yeah.
I don't think Israel's the only one that can get those. Israel ain't got nothing to do.
Ain't got nothing to do with
what we got going on over
here. You can't even prove you Israelite. No, hold on. Let me get it. I'm tired of this. Hold on.
What could Jubilees talk about restoration and reparations?
Don't say them now. What I'm saying is, I'm talking about the here and now, bro. Okay, we should do some other restitution and reparations later on in life, as long as if you say you're following by your laws and statutes, you honor thy father and thy mother. I get that part, but right here and now,
why y'all don't want to have a
really? Could you reach your mic, please? Could you reach your mic, please? You got some, bro. I've been dealing with this guy. Could you mute your mic, brother? I'm talking.
Oh, yeah. I can come back. I can come back.
I don't know, man, brother. You came up here with this upside. See, that T is an upside down cross. You ain't fooling me. Now look here. Now, I'm gonna put you over here on the front street. You are a character that's following these camps. Your hero is a Tazara type of character. And now you finna get up in here and talk about, nah, we the only way, the truth and the light. But you ain't rolling in the truth and light if you upholding these goddamn on camps. Go ahead and explain yourself. You got the floor. You got the floor, brother. This is what I be talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Now he always every doctor. Yeah, I'm with your mic. I am.
Yeah, because I muted him. His mic was noisy. Unmute your mic.
Somebody said the Bible is not a legal document in the modern secular sense. The brother, put that on the screen, Kareem. Brother, that's Yashmin Israel. Yeah. The Bible is not a legal, in secular sense, like the Constitution or statute, but it contains moral laws, like the Ten Commandments, that are deeply influenced legal systems. It has deeply influenced. But that's what I'm talking about. This guy up here now, this is the only way we gonna get reprimanded. Man, shut up with that, man. You mixing and matching. You're doing like Naga now.
They take our money. They send our money over to Israel.
Yeah.
And they're colonizing.
Zionists.
Israel started off the size of a
That's right.
The size of a silver dollar. The colonization going on in 2025 over there, Israel, right now. You want to give these people more of our reparations?
Hey, white and blue.
Why is it that they can send Ukraine money and Ethiopia? That's the three places that we send the most money to: Ukraine, Israel, and Ethiopia. What the hell are we sending over to them three for? What the hell is it? But y'all can't pay us over here in America? What the hell is going on? Go ahead and do it.
Yeah, they call us, you know, what is the new Babylon,
yeah,
and all this stuff, and talk about how bad we are, and our money is getting sent over there to those people. I'm staying with Israel. I'm not gonna go with Ukraine and all that. I'm going with Israel. You know, like
Argentina.
Go ahead,
this movement.
He sent them. He sent Argentina $40 billion.
Time in real quick. Go ahead, Kareem. Because he couldn't hear you when you
said Argentina.
Yeah, my bad. Go ahead,
he sent Argentina for $40 billion, and then I think he gave him a little bit more. But he was saying if he win, then he gonna give.
Speak a little louder, sis.
But you know, he brought South Africa. He brought
Kareem,
South Africa.
Here you go.
White Africans over here.
Uh-huh.
You know that, right?
Okay.
That's where the money going.
But yeah,
that's
it's 40 million in Argentina. Now look at that, y'all. How many Negroes in America and families could that help out? What the hell, Argentina? Don't cry for me, Argentina. No. Yeah, y'all been crying to the government evidently because god dang it, we sent you 40 million. Don't cry for me, Argentina. I ain't crying for you. We got some problems over here. Now we got this IM back here on the set, and then this point.
He gave Israel $20 billion, and he keep giving Israel. Israel pretty much, you know, running this. Yes, but we made Israel. Okay.
And then when you speak about it, you're anti-Semitic. And then Candace said, somebody said, well, what do you mean anti-Semitic? I mean, if you're trying to go by this book, how can y'all be Semitics? What the hell? Yeah, y'all anti-Semitic against the ones that saying that they correlate with the book. What is this? You're anti-Semitic, but they running everything. You know, the Hollywood, the NBA, the porn industry, the meat markets, the construction. Everywhere you look, their hand is in it. So how they suffer? And look at the IM. And then just go ahead before IM.
Doing the same thing Tiriq Nasheed is doing.
Oh yeah, let's get back on it.
They're saying, "Oh, well, you can't be us. We're different." And they took what was a religion and turned it into a race. And they're saying over in Israel because they want an all-white bastion over there. Some of the Africans who came over, they asked them to be sterilized.
Oh, wait a minute. Stop. That's too fast. That's too fast.
What
you mean?
That's Hitler. That's Hitler.
Oh.
Trying to make it all about white people, about having the white people rule the world. That's Israel's talking point. And the black people, the colored Jews, or the colored Israelites, question.
Wow.
What does?
Wow.
Like, your mouth. What, just like I said, it wasn't just, they sent Israel millions of dollars over the last couple, 10, 20, 40, 50 years. They've been sending Israel money. So that was just a one-time payment that they gave them. They've been giving them hundreds of millions here, 10 billion for this, 20 billion for that, and they do it all the time every year.
That's crazy.
So
they paid senators. They pay senators to sit there and have their little spy buddies sit next to them. They pay senators to babysit foreign Israel, leaders and people that spies from Israel. They paid them to sit right next to them in these senator in these places. Yeah.
Wait. So the middle, the Israelis is playing the United States? No,
The senators. Yes.
Why we can't?
Most of the senators are under. They're paid, just to
Zionist
sit
rule
there and babysit those that's from Israel. And yeah, most of the people, if you look at their little meetings, you will see a lot of parties that's from Israel. They're getting paid. I mean, the senators are getting paid to babysit and watch them. Yep, pretty much giving them information.
Yes, they're being placed. Yep, place puppets is what it's called. They're place puppets. They're paid for and funded by these people. And then if you look at it, who runs the music industry? Who runs television? Who runs the media? Who runs sports? But it's like I said, you got it messed up, and you went the wrong group, bro. You on the wrong side of things. And if you capable for Israelites to get, the only ones that can get reverend, why is it that the American descendants of slavery, in your mind, are not owed reparations? I'm not saying that we're going to get them. I'm saying that I believe we deserve them. Now, what JJ said, earlier, like I say too, is that we got like Matt and Tone, they supposedly had quotations trying to get reparations. What is Nasheed doing?
Nothing.
Have you seen him in front of the senators?
Selling T-shirts.
In front of Congress? Have you seen him in front of any of those branches of government? Or the only thing I see him doing is going against people that, Africans or Caribbean people, making fun of them. But the way he keeps his channel going is by giving them a voice on his platform.
To come up. That's it.
And then she goes in with his little jokes. He's a comedian. And that's all he got.
And he got a whole bunch of
people doing anything else.
They can't. Call Unbiased Run. Tell him to get up here and explain it. We don't want you to just explain it over. Hold on. We don't want you just to explain over there on your channel. You gotta take this message gotta go all over the world and different platforms, bro. He wants the whole world. I'm the big guy in the world now. Everybody gotta come to me. Because you got 130 people in the audience. So, man, bro, come on, man. I understand you never had that. But, man, come on, bro. Get off your high horse. Because when I came over there and tried to engage in an intelligent conversation with you, you ran your mouth. I let you talk. And then it was my turn to speak. It was a whole different ball game. So you can't say that you the big dog and you stand in the fishbowl. It don't work like that. Nobody outside of that channel will know you. Go ahead and just.
Yeah, he's a joke. Somebody's a joke. He, like I said, he's tethering off of Tiriq. That's all you're doing. You're playing his videos. You know, I remember in that same video where I was going into school to prison pipeline online then.
Yep.
About 2 years ago. And he was joking and, you know, and all that and making fun and all laughing about, you know, my teaching. And now all of a sudden he's on a regurgitating. So like I said, and now all of a sudden he's challenging me. Oh, I know more about the school of prison pipeline than you do. I know more about you know, everything that everybody does. But I'm unbiased Ron. Yeah, man, go ahead, yo. Like I said, you was a flunky for Garfield, man. You was a flunky for Garfield until you say he got you.
Say
And
it.
then, you was running right behind him with the Margaret Sanger, the eugenics, and all that stuff. Swore you knew what you was talking about. You sit right there on the panel with him or doing that anti-vaxxer day.
Credit repair scheme.
You know, no one, like I taught you, son,
Garfield guy.
5 years ago. You know, every other vaccine in the United States took 10 years to create. You know, we get one in 6 months. And then you dumbasses right behind the thing it's our fault that we don't take it. And the CDC and all of them was wrong. And never apologized once for us and telling us this shit about what we had to do and putting all these mandates and stuff on us and making us do this, do that, do another. And then all of a sudden, you look on television now and they're telling you that this was man-made, and it could have been man-made.
Well, the people that took it should be able to sue.
Yeah, and there's more deaths. It seemed like there was more. Well, I'll say there was just as many, if not more, deaths caused by the vaccine than was the virus. There's a bunch of senators talking about it. I was telling that 4 years ago about gain of function. How the NIH was funding gain of function over there in that lab in Wuhan. And just who was the head of the NIH at the time? Who was in front of the AIDS epidemic? And he did the same thing. Instead of using ivermectin, instead of using chloroquine, which helps with inflammation, which helps with malaria. In the wars, which all of it, ivermectin, they wouldn't use none of that. He allowed big pharma to get involved and create their stuff and put their stuff out in 6 months so they can make a whole bunch of money. Bill Gates is out talking about 2018 if it's win, and then all of a sudden this shit hits. He invested in the vaccine, probably invested in the syringes, the band-aids, the swabs, and everything else.
See, hold up, indigenous man. Hold up, man. They see what I'm talking about, man. Hey, once we get indigenous and pop up on the screen, I'm gonna teach him how to do his PowerPoints. Y'all gonna be in some goddamn trouble. Telling you. He cutting you a break. Go ahead, indigenous.
Well, like I said, this is why we doing this. I appreciate y'all. This might have to be a part 2. It might have to be a part 2.
Might be a part 2.
But if y'all willing, because I mean,
we only 58. Hey, bro, we only 58 minutes in, bro. What you talking about? That's all you got tonight?
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah,
all right. Well, we good then. So now, like I said, we dealt with Tiriq. We showed you that he's a tether. Because he's taken from Clark.
Take it. And the Haitians crisis.
Because none of them. Studios,
not Frankie.
Garfield, none of them. Indigenous 3 years ago. I don't even go as far as saying what he called ourselves indigenous 2 years ago. But every other word coming out their mouth, even with their Native Americans, they got indigenous come out of their mouth. They were original first. And they all indigenous. OTK and what is his name? I can't remember his name anyway. But they all saying it, talking about genetics and stuff like that. Because these niggas ain't been around long enough. And what I'm about to show you, just like I said, is where I started saying.
Yeah.
5 years ago.
No, I
Wasn't
think
nobody on it.
and did it. Check it out. I'm interviewing you, right? So Karima has something on the screen real quick. Listen, Israel lobby pays, Congress obeys. Israel lobby pays, Congress obeys. Let's take a peek at that.
Exactly.
About Israel.
There's nobody on this stage that's more pro-Israel than I am.
I am a Zionist. You don't have to be a Jew to be a Zionist.
The two most important committees for Israel are Foreign Affairs and Appropriations. And you couldn't have two stronger supporters of Israel, both New Yorkers, than Nita Lowey and Elliot Engel.
Elliot Engel is the chair of the Foreign Affairs Committee. Nita Lowey is the chair of the Appropriations Committee, a big supporter of Israel, as you know. Debbie Wasserman Schultz, who was here, she has a very important position on appropriations, which is where this bill of funding for Israel takes place. The list goes on. Ted Deutsch is the chair of the Middle East Subcommittee. Lois Frankel is on the Foreign Affairs Committee. Alcee Hastings on rules, and that's important in terms of anti-Semitism as well as pro-Israel initiatives. So we have people very well placed. Adam Schiff is the chair of the Intelligence Committee.
And I've been on both the Foreign Relations Committee for 10 years, and I'm the number 2 person on the Intelligence Committee and been there for 10 years.
The foundation of our relationship must remain bipartisan as it has been for decades.
It's important that Israel always maintains bipartisan support, especially in the Congress.
Whether we be Democrats or Republicans, and we are a bipartisan delegation, we come together in support with our friends, our only true friend in the Middle East, and that's Israel.
I believe Israel should never be a partisan issue. I will do everything in my power to ensure broad and bipartisan support.
No matter on which side of the aisle you sit, you stand with Israel.
Who is this guy?
If this capital crumbled to the ground, the one thing that would remain is our commitment to Israel.
There is tremendous pressure inside the political process.
That's crazy.
You said, who is this guy?
Yeah, I know who he is, Karima.
That
That
was
was rhetorical. That was like, man, like, who are you to tell us? And he all in the Congress, like, he telling y'all this is what y'all gonna do.
He running it. I'm telling you. He trying to get TikTok too. TikTok. Yeah.
And then they're attacking people. Who's the other people over there? The Hamas or whatever the hell going on over there? What's it called? The Hamas killing them people, man.
Yeah. But, they can talk bad. They can talk about Palestine like a dog. Talk about they want to kill them. Talk about they need to be killed and erased from, call them all kinds of different names. But you can't say nothing about these people, though. They can put the N-word, all in their movies. Look at the Django. Look at what's his name? The one who did with Samuel Jackson and John Travolta. What was that? Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Look at them movies. They can say the N-word all day, every day in their movies and their presentation and the things that they create, or their companies create. But we can't say nothing about them.
Right.
And they're trying to create a white bastion.
Then they call it
over Israel, and this is why they're funding them, JJ. Because they tried to get into Africa first. They wanted to do it over
Uganda.
They wanted to set up that country in Africa.
Uganda. They wanted to go to Uganda first.
Oh, okay. See, they wanted to set up in Uganda first. They told that fell through, so they wanted to get close to Africa, where all the precious metals, the most natural resources, and all this, they wanted to have a bastion in that area. Okay, so that is the reason why. And then now you have your all-white bastion over there in Israel. You have your all-white bastion in Europe. Now Israel is positioned right on top of Africa. So if they do want to do any dastardly deeds, they can run it right through them. They're allies. And then, like I said, with Europe, that's a white bastion. That's where your colonizers come from. So it's like they protect the white bastions. overseas and all these different bases all over the place.
Yeah.
You know, they're like Rome. This is what happens. This is what happens to an empire who overreaches, right? You go and you start expanding, and your army is expanding out so much that you can't even defend one particular place anymore because everybody's so spread out. That's what happened with Rome. They got so greedy. They wanted to take over the world. They had the world domination agenda, just like the United States. And that the United States is going through the same thing that Rome did. You're extending yourself way too far out. Don't have the resources to back it up. And then once they find out, you know, that they can whoop you, they figure out a way to whoop you, which is, you know, money. The value of the money. And then there's just another fallen empire who went the way of the ones prior to them. They're overreaching. You know, in the resources, you send your resources all around the globe to all these different places to keep these bases straight instead of dealing with your people. You're freezing your people to make this happen.
Yeah.
We are debt slaves. We are debt slaves and we run off credit. And credit ain't nothing but a debt cycle after a debt cycle after a debt cycle. Every time you borrow, you owe. They put a tax on that thing too, so that if you borrow $25,000, you can probably pay back 30 or 35, maybe even 50, depending on how long your loan is for. They had them 30-year loans. That's what we own at our house, right? We loan a 30-year loan. Now they got the 50-year loans. The 30-year loan, you know, we probably pay more, like maybe around $150,000 more for the house than what we would, you know, if we paid for it straight up. But with this 30-year loan, with this 50-year loan, oh, you're paying double. So if your house is $400,000, you're going to be paying close to $1 million.
Well, I mean, okay. So what if you get one at the age of 50? I know the.
Exactly.
Then what happened when you pass away?
You know,
I'm saying, well, if you get one, if they give you that loan, so get one in your 50s, then you know you ain't gonna be here no more years.
Then you're gonna be years old.
I mean, come on. I don't know, man. That's crazy. A 50-year loan. I mean, it sounds cheap, but it's not like you're indebted for a long time. But yeah, you got the house.
Yeah, if you get a loan and one of your family members, I mean, if you get a loan and you die, and you get insurance,
yeah,
they're gonna take the money out first before they issue it to your family members.
Yeah. Go ahead, Dennis. Go ahead. Go ahead.
We're just prison fillers, you know, for the prison industrial complex in America. America is 25% of the world's people. 25% of the world's people incarcerated. That's the
whole world.
25% is right here in America, when we're only 5% of the world's population.
That's crazy.
So prison is here, bruh. We debt slaves, like I said. And then when you do commit a crime, then you don't have no rights. You know, like you say, well, you know, they cheated with that. But it also says, unless you're incarcerated, and you're just simply, you know, a slave, basically, working for pennies, making, you know, all kinds of stuff that goes around the globe to give them basically free labor, or very, very, very cheap labor. Through the prisoners that they pay pennies on it, work every day.
Yeah.
We keep falling for this shit, and we don't see none of this stuff going on. We don't pay no attention to what they're doing to the future of America, our kids. We don't care about what they're doing to the adults, running us in and out of prison. Child support added here recently, which I'm not saying is a bad thing, but the way that the people who run it, they making sure that they gonna get theirs. down whatever you want. It's okay to run dog and lay up and have sex all that. And you can go out and do your own thing. And there's nothing wrong with that. But when the baby happens to come into play, everybody's acting like they don't understand. You're doing the wrong thing. You already said weekend. You got 4 kids, you wonder why. This guy, he ain't taking care of nothing. But it's all about wrong. They don't put no consequences on that. And just like I said, man, these people are wicked. And, we got people who are following right behind the talking point. Like Tiriq Nasheed, trying to separate and divide. It don't matter whether it could be a white woman who married a black man, and that black man has descendants of slaves. He's a descendant of slaves.
Hold on for 1 second. Hey, hold up, and then just real quick. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear it then this clearly, because somebody said, Smash Idol said he can't really hear you.
Yeah, you barely can hear.
Oh, you barely can hear you, bro.
No, people are saying that.
A lot of people saying it. Oh man. All right. Damn. See,
JJ's working the 1 and 2.
I'm not working the 1 and 2.
Turn me up though, because
brother, that's as loud as I go on my phone. That's as 1, 2 I can go. I'm on the phone. Yeah. Damn. Is it real low, or you might just talk a little louder, bro?
He going in and out. He's going in and out sometimes.
He going in and out?
Yeah.
Okay. We've been on for an hour.
For nothing I said.
The whole time?
Real choppy.
Been choppy the whole time?
I don't know.
I hope not. There's a lot of good information.
Yeah. No, they can hear him. Just sometimes it sounds like he's going out where he get low. I don't know if he's turning or whatever. Yeah.
So what information did you want to? Did you want to show some, or you want to keep talking? We can do show something next time, or how you want to do this? Kareem, you got any more of them Israel videos, Kareem?
Yeah, that video, it was a lot of people in that video, but yeah, I got a few I want to show. Just give me a few.
Yeah, show us another one of the videos you talking about what Israel, what they're doing to folks. If we can't hear this, we might have to regroup on that one. You know what I'm saying, IBM?
Yeah. I'll tell you.
Yeah. Let's see what Kareem got up the chamber. Hit that like, hey, Kareem, show the like I said, the new project, or you want to wait till it's all go into progress or whatever. I don't know how you want to do it. Hey, show the promotional video with me and can you show that on here, or you'll get flagged for that? This Sunday.
Yeah, I'll go get it. No, that's my beat. I created.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't mind. I'm learning all that. Well, who can flag you? Who can't? Yeah. I get to the point where
Did you have me on speaker, JJ?
Yeah, brother, I got you on speaker. I sure do. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I mean, maybe it might be the weather, man. My connection ain't the best, man. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he talking loud right now. Continue to talk. Go ahead until I pull the video. But he talking loud.
Yeah. Well, hold on. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, we got an up and coming debate coming up. The Holy Ghost versus Elder Yara. They'll be discussing, what is the Holy Ghost? What what I'm saying? What, I don't know how they got it worded. We're gonna figure it out. But that's in the making. Sunday. Going over the Watching the World 777. He's linking up, I'm linking up with the brother, start a new debate league. It's going to be a pretty good thing. His channel, everybody subscribe to. I sent a lot of y'all his link. But it's going to be called the Justice League of Debates. We want to kind of format it around that because, he follow court cases. He go there live and do the live reporting of the world news. It's called Watching the World 777. So we're going to bring a different flavor to his platform, and it's going to be a good thing. So the first debate that we're going to be having over there is Elder Yara and the brother Holy Ghost. That's gonna be on Sunday. On Sundays, that's the day he want to do like spiritual debates on Sunday because his audience is more on the political level. But anybody out there that want to come talk politics, Domo, anybody like that, talk about MAGA versus MAGA, get your feet in the door to relate to the audience, and then also just what else we got going on. I'm an atheist or I'm a Hebrew Israelite. We're gonna be bringing the topic of the FBA over there. That's another topic that people are gonna be interested in. So get in contact with me, Sister Karima, and we can make it happen. But subscribe to that brother channel because he don't do nothing but show love to 7,000. He gave a shout out to Grandma earlier today or yesterday. It was yesterday. So yeah. Somebody just jumped on the panel, Kareem. I heard the bloop. Oh, that was okay.
No.
All right. So what was he getting ready to do? I done forgot that fast. My mind racing everywhere.
I wanted to play this right here. And this
okay, yeah, Kareem was gonna play something. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm like, okay, yeah, there we go. So Tariq Nasheed is the true tether, according to indigenous black man, by some of his tethering ways. I didn't. I gotta take the phone. I didn't. I gotta take the phone call. I'm calling her back. Breaking up, man. I barely hear you. Say it again. Yeah, you all right?
We believe in the future of the rest of America. We believe in what you're doing, Mr. President, really creating a lot of good things and good foundation to create more economic growth, more business in America. And it will also your work for the world peace. I believe, Mr. President, today and tomorrow we're going to announce that we are going to increase that $600 billion to almost $1 trillion of investment, real investment and real opportunity by details in many areas. And the agreement that we are signing today in many areas in technology, in AI, in earth materials, magnet, etc., that will create a lot of investment opportunities.
So you are doing that now. You're saying to me now that the 600 billion will be 1 trillion.
Definitely, because what we are signing, it will facilitate that. And
I like that very much.
You worked hard.
No, that's great. I appreciate that. That's great. I want to just tell you what an honor it is to be your friend, and I very much appreciate the investment of now $1 trillion. Okay, I'm glad you got that out. I didn't want to be the one to tell him, but that's great news.
You keep increasing, Mr. President.
I know.
Each time the opportunities are just increasing more and more. We believe in the future of the rest of America. We believe in what you're doing, Mr. President, really creating a lot of good things and good foundation to create more.
From outcast prince to de facto ruler, the rise of Mohammed bin Salman is one of the most extraordinary stories of our times.
He manipulated and plotted first to secure his father's succession as king, and next to secure his own succession to his father.
FBA, as he is known, has ruthlessly outmaneuvered hundreds of rivals to become next in line for the Saudi throne.
MBS is unimaginably powerful.
That dinner capped a day meant to look ahead to Saudi Arabia's vow to invest a record sum in the United States, but it was the president's strong defense of what the crown prince did or didn't know about that murder 7 years ago that raised eyebrows.
I'm very proud of the job he's done. What he's done is incredible in terms of human rights and everything else.
President Trump standing by Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman and stepping in when a reporter asked the Crown Prince about the 2018 murder of Washington Post columnist Jamal Khashoggi and why Americans should trust him.
You with who?
ABC News, sir.
Fake news. ABC fake news. One of the worst in the business. But I'll answer your question. As far as this gentleman is concerned, he's done a phenomenal job. You're mentioning somebody that was extremely controversial. A lot of people didn't like that gentleman that you're talking about. Whether you like him or didn't like him, things happen, but he knew nothing about it.
But the U.S. intelligence community concluded in 2021 MBS approved an operation in Istanbul, Turkey to capture or kill Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi. They based those conclusions on his control of decision-making in the kingdom and his support for using violent measures to silence dissidents abroad. The Crown Prince, who's denied involvement, called the Khashoggi murder a mistake.
We've improved our system to be sure that nothing happened like that.
Khashoggi's widow responded in an interview with CBS's Major Garrett.
To say he's controversial and he's unlikely, it does not give anyone right to just kidnap him, torture him, kill him, and dismantle his body.
It was an otherwise lavish day. Horses escorted the Crown Prince onto the White House grounds. Military jets flew overhead, including F-35s, like those Trump agreed to sell to the kingdom. And an ornate black-tie dinner kept a day of deal-making, as MBS upped his initial pledge to invest in the U.S.
You're saying to me now that the $600 billion will be $1 trillion.
Definitely, because what we are signing it will facilitate that.
I like that very much.
Now, whether Saudi Arabia makes good on those plans to invest $1 trillion in the United States remains unclear, as past promises of Saudi investment during the first Trump administration didn't fully materialize. Today, the president and Crown Prince are set to attend a U.S.-Saudi investment summit over at the Kennedy Center, where even more investment opportunities between the two countries are set to be discussed.
From outcast prince
How is it possible that Mohammed bin Salman did?
Along with a very special young genius named Jared Kushner, who helped you so much. Stand up, Jared. He's the father of the Abraham Accords. He's the father of the Abraham Accords. Look at what's happened with Israel. We have peace in the Middle East. Can you believe it? Peace in the Middle East.
Today's meeting between Trump and the Saudi Crown Prince is not just another political headline. He's going to be looking to expand on the Abraham Accord. But what does that really mean? For believers, this is one of those moments where prophecy, power, and the final world system start to overlap one another. Let me say it like this. Any type of future Middle East peace that normalizes Israel while also empowering global leaders is the type of environment the Bible says the Antichrist will step into. Saudi Arabia has been circling the Abraham Accord framework for years. The only real reason that any of this has come together is because of this guy. I don't think we understand that the Crown Prince is the most influential voice in Islam. If Trump can make a deal for them to sign on to the Abraham Accords, something's going to shift. Ezekiel said that the nations would gather, alliances would form, and a storm would head towards Israel in the last days. Right now, you can watch those alliances being stitched together on the world stage. I can't be 100% that this is the prophecy, but it sure does look like the runway's being built for it.
If anything happens to me, you guys will know exactly who it is that has been making my life a living hell over the past couple of years. I want you guys to know that I was feeling so inspired by Josh Hammer's utter lack of human decency that I went ahead this week and sent around a life insurance policy of sorts, a package rather, to people that I trust, a package filled with text messages, emails, private communications, videos, and private legal documents. So people that are trying to bankrupt me, trying to bankrupt me and my family, that are threatening us, to sue us. Everything that Kanye said was so real. Okay. I'm now at that point where you look back and you go, man, Kanye was right. He was really saying something about what it takes to leave, you know, to fight for custody of your own soul. Just leave me alone. Let me say what I believe and you say what you believe. Fight fair. Why do you always have to make this threat to bankrupt people? And I want you to know that those people, if anything happens to me, they have my explicit permission to release it all, detonate it all, expose all of these people in politics and in the movement who behave like this behind the scenes. It's necessary. And I highly recommend every single person that is out there, that has a platform and is going through things and is scared, do the same. Send everything around to about 8 people that you trust. And I mean, I've ranged it. I sent it to journalists, text messages and screenshots to people ranging from Max Blumenthal to Andrew Tate. They won't know where it's coming from. It will be everywhere. Something strange happened. The surgeon wanted to do what he always does, right? He wanted to clean Charlie up before his wife got to the hospital. Except he was blocked by federal officers who were already at the hospital. They stopped him from being allowed to return to the operating room. This allegedly got him pretty fired up. It's never happened before. It's inappropriate. It sounds inappropriate for federal officers to say, I know you just came out of there from trying to save his life, but you're not allowed to go back in the operating room. I'm on orders. No one's allowed to access this body. And this doctor's pretty connected, been around a long time, has a lot of contacts, and is like, this is ridiculous. I'm going back in there. I want to make him presentable for his wife to get here, yada, yada. I'm paraphrasing here. You can imagine the scene. And so he doesn't take no for an answer. And he places a phone call. I am assuming, now this person did not say it was a phone call to DC, but said it was likely a phone call to someone political and somebody who was very high up, who then ordered the feds to stand down and to allow him to do what he had always done, which is to make sure that Charlie looked good enough for his wife to see him. Kind of weird. Weird because we are in manhunt hours. We're talking 2.5 hours, maybe up to 3 hours after Charlie got shot. And the feds are not just at the hospital trying to take cameras down from inside the hospital, as we learned they seized the cameras on that day, but they're also blocking the surgeon's access to an operating room. Shouldn't you be outside racing to find who the killer is? What are we doing here? I can confirm on this podcast live every step of your story in terms of where you went, what time you were there, that there was this big meeting that happened. I confirmed the location with other people that are on Fort Huachuca currently. I can confirm everything with metadata. I obviously can't confirm that you saw who you say you saw. If you had to put it at a percentage that you saw Brian Harpole, what percentage would you put it at?
95.
95%. Okay.
95 to 99. I mean, when I saw him, on the interview with his face and gestures, with that photo, it struck me in my gut. I blew it off until there was, some other pictures that came up with other people.
What other people? Other pictures?
If you want me to say, there's a picture of Erica Kirk with a ponytail, and from her past. That person matches who I saw at Fort Huachuca in the lobby the night before, and she was with that man in the lobby, and that man, he was present at that meeting the next morning.
If you had to put it at a percentage that you saw that the girl in the ponytail matches the description of Erica Kirk, what percentage would you put that at?
Those are really rare eyes. That's 95 to 99%. I can't imagine somebody else.
Okay, so what I'm going to say, because obviously that's very explosive, and it's one of the reasons why I wasn't sure if I wanted to have you on. I'm going to be honest with you, because I can confirm on this podcast live every step of.
Just this morning, Candace Owen released irrefutable evidence and documentation that Charlie Kirk and Erica Kirk filed for a disillusionment of marriage 2 days before his assassination. There are actual text messages back and forth.
I blew it off until there was.
Two clips, same energy. Clip one.
The podcaster Candace Owens. She has been one of the main peddlers of these conspiracies, and she is making a huge amount of money on it. She is building her business off of these lies. What do you want to say to her and the other people that are putting these lies out into the world right now?
Stop. That's it. That's all I have to say. Stop.
Okay.
Clip two.
You said that you don't like to fly commercial because you don't want to get into a tube with a bunch of demons. Do you really believe that human beings are demons?
No, I do not. And don't you ever say I did. We wrestle not with flesh and blood, but principalities and powers.
If you were to meet the man, I won't name him again, accused of murdering your husband, do you know what you would say to him?
Nothing.
You would say nothing.
I have nothing to say to you. Nothing.
To those critics that say that a preacher should not be living a life of luxury. What is your response to that?
They're wrong.
That's it.
That it's a misunderstanding of the Bible.
But we serve a just God. And I rest easy in knowing that He's sovereign, but He's just. And so let the Lord handle that.
2 clips, same energy.
Yeah, man.
Erica Kirk has happily revealed that she is 8 weeks pregnant with Charlie Kirk's child, saying it was him leaving his final gift to the world. The only problem with that is Charlie Kirk died 10 weeks ago. The widow of Charlie Kirk has announced that she's pregnant with what would have been their 3rd child together, except there's a slight issue. The dates don't quite add up, with even Charlie Kirk superfans saying, "The math just ain't mathing on this one." Vice President JD Vance was the first to congratulate the expectant mother on Twitter, saying that the child will be a light in the darkness that will hopefully get to grow up in a quite peaceful America, something that his father never got to experience. I will love and cherish him, because if it isn't him, I would recommend an abortion as if he were my own son. We are all Charlie Kirk now. We've all been where he has. This weird congratulatory message has led many people to rekindle the rumor that Erica Kirk and JD Vance may have been hooking up after Charlie Kirk's accidental death. Erica Kirk has happily revealed that she is 8 weeks pregnant with Charlie Kirk's child, saying it was him leaving his...
Marco Rubio has turned on Donald Trump. Last night, Marco Rubio went to Republicans and Democrats and told them that the peace plan in Ukraine came from Russia, not from America. This is much different than Marjorie Taylor Greene resigning. This is somebody in the active administration, the Secretary of State, apparently turning on Donald Trump.
The lynching thing had a particular relevance to you because, in fact, you actually witnessed the lynching, didn't you?
I did, as a matter of fact. I was 11, 12 years old, I guess, in Omaha, and my father's printing business was on the second floor of a building that overlooked the courthouse Square in Omaha. And he came home one night and told about this lynch mob that had started to form during the afternoon. And after supper, he put me in the car with him. We drove back downtown, and it was very unusual for me, for my dad to be taking me at my age and turning lights on and unlocking doors and going up the stairs, which is unusual. You know, it's not like doing it in the daytime. And I remember those physical things and walking across this empty office to the window, a window that overlooked the courthouse square, and this was where the riot was happening. My father never talked about it. He never preached about it. We both just were observers. And I watched an out-of-control mob of several hundred men drag a young black boy out of the jail in the courthouse, overpowered the sheriff to get him out, strung him up on a lamppost, riddled him with bullets, dragged him around back of a car, something like that. The mayor, this is how long we did have automobiles, but the mayor, for some reason or other, was on horseback, evidently because he could get into the courthouse square away from the streets easier. He was on horseback trying to stop this. They damn near lynched the mayor. That's how out of control these bastards can get. That's, well, as Lincoln says in that scene, and he points to somebody. He's a God-fearing man, and what is he doing here? And I'm sure when he gets home, he's going to take down the good book. And it was a traumatic experience for me. I'll never forget it.
Must have had a profound effect on you. Why did your father do that?
Well, he never told me, but I would like to think that he realized that it would be a lesson. I had to grow up and move away from Omaha to appreciate that my father was a liberal Democrat in a hotbed of Republican reaction.
The digits is back. Go ahead. I had to take a phone call. Yeah,
no, I didn't want you to stop, because I came back. I was, coming back in. I'm going to play the video. Yeah, y'all probably can't even hear me. Let's see. Well, y'all can hear me now. Oh, okay, yeah. So we all good, Kareem. If you want to keep on playing your video, you can go ahead. But yeah, we can do it. My presentation another time because I went back and listened, and I don't think they could really hear me at all.
I got something for you real quick. Yeah, keep talking. I got something for you.
All right, yeah, because not unless you want me to show some of the stuff that I was going to show, but like I said, go ahead and keep on showing. We got to get this information out here. Let the people know. I mean, this is not a game, man. And I want to say this too, that for all the naysayers, when it comes to the Heavenly Father or God or whatever you want to call it, they all say that He doesn't exist.
Indigenous back on the phone? Oh, my fault. I apologize. Let me put the speaker. My fault. Start back over.
Yes,
My
but
fault.
it went low.
Okay, yeah, I forgot to put the speaker on. I'm dealing with a lot. Just go ahead, Indigenous.
Yeah, can you hear me now, Kareem?
Yeah, talk a little louder than what you usually talk, Indigenous. Let me get
Can
away.
you hear me now, Kareem?
Get away from the washer
I
and dryer.
can hear you. I can hear you.
Am I still low?
No, you're good now.
Oh, okay, yeah, Kareem. I mean, like I said, I just want to say this real quick. That, and this has been on my mind, we remember, Kareem, when we showed CERN satanic ritual. I talked about that in my first presentation with Unbiased over there. And, the CERN satanic ritual, they tell us in this community not to believe in God, right? They joke us for believing in a Heavenly Father or a Creator. But at the same time, we witness that our oppressor definitely believes in the devil. You have the Illuminati out here. You have our brightest minds at CERN You know, the Hadron Collider, where they're running particles at each other like speed, and they're saying they create little black holes. And they, on the opening day, they did a satanic ritual where they were trying to bring Satan back to earth. And then he makes up this woman on the stage, and here comes the Antichrist and all that stuff. So they believe in the devil, but they're telling you that you should not believe in God. I think this is the time where you should be believing in God the most, repenting and trying to, you know, because I'm telling you, your oppressors know that there's a devil, and they worship him. Secret societies, the Masons, and all these different people, all these Greek societies, the Boule, they all know. Your president's going to that island with the owl. I forget what the island's name is. Kramer probably knows the name of it. You know? And they're going worshiping Satan. So for everyone to tell you that God doesn't exist, but they believe in the devil and worship him. I mean, like I said, I think it's time for you to start believing God the most right now. Well, go ahead, Kareem. I'll play your video. I'm sorry, sister. I just wanted to say that real quick. Now that they can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you. I'm still. Okay, so I want to play this video. I don't know if you can hear it, but hold on.
Women's History Month because she was one of the original members of the National Organization of Women. Now, Gloria Steinem is usually who you think of when you think about the second wave feminism, but that's mostly because of pretty privilege, and Gloria would acknowledge that as well. Here is what Flo said in her book, Flo Kennedy, The Life of a Radical Black Feminist. My main message is that we have a pathologically, institutionally racist, sexist, classist society, and that inwardizing techniques that are used don't only damage Black people, but they also damage women, gay people, ex-prison inmates, prostitutes, children, old people, handicapped people, Native Americans, and that if we can begin to analyze the pathology of oppression, we would learn a lot about how to deal with it. She was the queen and one of the first people to really dig into intersectionality. As a lawyer, she represented Billie Holiday, Charlie Parker, the Black Panthers, Assata Shakur, H. Rap Brown, and a host of other people. Though she didn't make most of her money being a lawyer, she preferred to agitate. She thought of herself as an agitator, and she liked to stage protests. Her first protest was against the Coca-Cola bottling company right when she graduated from high school because they wouldn't hire Black bus drivers. Flo was a pot stirrer. So to protest the lack of female bathrooms at Harvard, she had a bunch of women put fake urine into jars and then throw them on the steps of Lowell Hall. In 1974, people said that she was the biggest, loudest, and indisputably the rudest mouth on the Black battleground. She formed the National Black Feminist Organization and is a Black feminist icon. She's been immortalized in movies about the feminist movement, here in Miss America by Lorraine Toussaint, and here by Niecy Nash in The Glorious. Or is that the other way? I think that's the other way around. Anyways, she deserves her own biopic. She lived a fantastic life. She married Charles Dye, a science fiction author, but after he passed on, she never remarried or had any children. But she is the epitome of Black feminist thought and action, and you should know more about her. Your person for the end of Black History Month to know is Flo Kennedy. Now, she dovetails into Women's History Month because she was one of the original members.
The founder of Planned Parenthood, Margaret Sanger, is often heralded as a leader of feminism and women's rights. She was also a known racist and eugenicist who believed in exterminating Black and brown races to maintain the so-called purity of the white race. She believed this could be achieved through the act of abortion and the sterilization of minorities. In 1926, she even spoke to the female chapter of the KKK in New Jersey. 1927, she also endorsed a Supreme Court decision to sterilize thousands of people without their consent. She also helped to conduct experiments on women in Puerto Rico who took birth control pills and were unaware of the dangerous and potentially harmful side effects involved. Today, 79% of Planned Parenthood abortion clinics are located in Black and Hispanic communities in the inner city. The founder of Planned Parenthood, Margaret Sanger, is often heralded as a leader of feminism and women's rights.
In the 1960s, dozens of Black girls in Mississippi were taken in for routine checkups, but when they woke up, they could never have children again. And their parents weren't even told. It was called a Mississippi appendectomy.
Kareem, can you stop for a second? Okay, there you go.
Yep, Kareem. And see, now look. Remember, this is eugenics, right? We went over this before, right? We went over this. This is eugenics, y'all. And this is the same thing that Israel was asking some of. I'm gonna do a show. We're gonna do a show, Karima. But like I said, this is eugenics in 2025, y'all. Using the same talking points. Colonization in 2025. Because the land's expanding. And also eugenics in 2025. And that's the same stuff that Hitler used that was brought from America. The thought came from America, from Francis Galton, Charles Darwin's first cousin. And then Margaret Sanger was, just one of those place puppets, because, that it was a chauvinist society back there in the 20s, right? But Margaret Sanger's first clinic was in Brownsville, New York. We went over a lot of this. But like I said, now you see how this ties into Israel. Just notice that. Same talking point as Hitler. That superior race talking point. The blonde hair and blue eyed narrative. That same BS. Okay? And this is what we're dealing with right now in 2025 in Israel. I got the videos to prove it. We're going to go over them, okay? And we're going to bring them to y'all. But just pay attention. Pay attention, because this is history repeating itself. Redlining and segregation. Remember segregation, where they had the whites out of town, the blacks out of town, and then redlining, where they placed the communities where they wanted to put the ghettos here, put the rich neighborhoods on the outskirts. They always get the new stuff. We always get the old stuff. You know, but gentrification, it makes it so the housing so unaffordable to the people who used to live in that neighborhood that you can't even move back into that neighborhood. This is all history repeating itself, y'all. And if you know how to pay attention and you know how to explain this, you'll see it too. And you know, if you can see the things that I see, instead of being said, oh, you're arrogant and all this stuff, you should point the finger at the blame, not me. I'm bringing you the truth. And Karima is showing you right here. And just like I said, I'm glad she's showing this because this ties right into Israel and what they're saying.
Hey, can I say something real quick? My brother Blizzak said, indigenous black man, Charles Darwin and Margaret Sanger both believe in the God of the Bible. What do you guys say about that?
Yes. KKK. Their version of it, though. You know, the Hebrew Israelites, like the Hebrew Israelites, their own version. Some of them, they're good and bad and everything. People, groups, camps, all that. See what I'm saying? But, like I said, you also have the negative side. And I believe that they believe in the Bible. Hey, look, just like I said, and I can prove to you that this scientific stuff is BS. It's coming from the age of enlightenment, the age of discovery first. You know, when they were, the Americans and making papal bulls to enslave the Africans first. I've already went down the list for y'all. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I mean, I don't mind doing it again. People say they get tired of hearing it. I'm going to keep saying it until you get it. Because you're always a day late and a dollar short. And I'm trying to tell you some stuff that goes right along with, and it always seems to fit right into the conversation. Always. Because it's the same stuff that we keep repeating, the mistakes of our ancestors, and we're not trying to fix none of it. We're just going along with what we are told by these people who have got us programmed to believe the lies that they tell us. And that's what I want y'all to understand. I love y'all, all right? Go ahead, sis.
Is she playing a video? I can't hear it. Oh, okay. Oh, there you go. It's playing.
Part of Denton County, Texas. The remains of more than 400 people lie in an overgrown cemetery. And even though it was abandoned and forgotten a long time ago, a few headstones can still be found. But most of the graves in this place never had.
It's kind of low, Mr. Karima.
Had a markers to begin with. That's people were considered property. Hello, my name is Marcus Lloyd.
And I'm Michelle Renee. We thank you for joining us. If you are African American, you and I will always be connected to the people whose bodies lie in that cemetery. Our ancestors may have worked alongside of them in the same cotton fields. They could have been bought and sold at the same auction houses or had chains hammered around their necks by the same overseer. Some of them may have even been hunted down by the same slave catcher or whipped by the same master.
For almost 250 years, our people were held in bondage. And today, this period of history has come to be known by an ancient Swahili word. It's called the Ma'afa. And it began when the first Africans were shackled to the bottom of a slave ship. But the irony is that it did not end when the slaves were freed. In fact, it hasn't ended yet. And as you're about to see, a hidden racial agenda is keeping the Ma'afa alive into the 21st century.
What shall be done with the 4 million slaves if they are emancipated? This question has been answered and can be answered in many ways. Primarily, it is a question less for man than for God, less for human intellect than for the laws of nature to solve. Our answer is, do nothing with them. Mind your business and let them mind theirs. Your doing with them is their greatest misfortune. They have been undone by your doings, and all they now ask and really have need of at your hands is just to let them alone. Frederick Douglass, 1862.
It is the stupidity of man to think that he can do evil, even some monstrous evil, and it won't have any backlash on himself. But of course, it seldom works that way. And the moment he figures that out, he starts looking for a way to avoid the repercussions of what he's done. This is what happened with slavery. In the early 1800s, as it began to look like the end of slavery might be on the horizon, white America started to be concerned that a day of reckoning was coming. The primary fear for the average person was of retribution and insurrection, and that was a reasonable fear. After all, it's illogical to think that you can do to a whole group of people what was done to African Americans and think that they will just take it lying down forever. And of course, there were things like the Nat Turner uprisings. But for the wealthy elite, their fears went beyond things like insurrection. They were worried about the financial impact. Remember, it was not just the cotton plantations that profited from slavery. Whether you're talking about the banks or the insurance companies, the railroads, even the newspapers, the fact is that almost every aspect of the American economy was at some level or another invested in the slave business.
Hey, Paul.
You also need to recognize that for the wealthy elitists who controlled this system, slaves were an asset as long as they were slaves. But at the moment they are set free, they become a liability.
Yeah. Are you, okay. I hope y'all can hear me. You know, that people are saying that I'm cutting off bad or something. I hope y'all can hear me. But this is what I'm talking about right here. See, this is, systemic racism. When your government, your banks, your schools, and this is what I've been trying to show y'all over the past couple of years. I've been, dealing with JJ and them, and what I've been trying to show y'all from the beginning when I started presenting in 2020. This is systemic, okay? It is throughout the whole, structure. It goes throughout. It goes all the way into every facet of of America. Like I said, your government, your media, your science, your schools, all of this is systemic. And this racism is being promoted systemically. And they're using propaganda to make us feel bad about ourselves, think bad about ourselves, look down upon ourselves. When they're the true demons who are manipulating every step in this systemically racist nation. Okay? So like I said, and we got like I said, we just got to pay attention. But this is all throughout the system, y'all. You see? Even when I did a presentation years ago against, well, not a presentation, but when I did the bill about the school to prison pipeline, See what I'm saying? This is all systemic, all throughout the system. Systemic racism, and it's validated and justified through scientific racism. All right. Okay. I'm sorry, sister. Go ahead and roll the beautiful beat footage.
And what the elite knew was that the end of slavery would instantly release 4 million people into the economy who had been kept uneducated and effectively unemployable anywhere but the cotton field. And what they were concerned about was that this was going to bankrupt the American economy. Taxes were going to go through the roof to take care of these people. Crime was going to be rampant. The prisons were going to be flooded. There was going to be this population overrun. And in the North, the biggest fear was migration from the South of these black people. The other fear that these people had was intermarriage between blacks and whites would lead to a loss of racial purity. The question was, what were they going to do about it? And their initial thought was that they would just send all the slaves back to Africa. This plan was called colonization, and it had broad support among the wealthy elite. In fact, the American Colonization Society was even funded by the United States Congress. But in the end, colonization proved to be unworkable, and the idea was eventually scrapped. But about that same time, a new philosophy was emerging in the world. It was called eugenics, and for some, it seemed like the perfect solution to what had become known as the Negro dilemma.
Yeah. You there, sis?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's like I said, this is what we've been trying to show here the last couple of years over here online at the end of JJ 7000 TV. And, Maafa is a good jump off point. We have Dr. Joyce DeGrasse, we have Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, and when we talk about feminism, we know that starts with the, it starts with like the women of America, these nationalist movements, the suffrage movement, basically. And Margaret Sanger was a proponent of that, And then just imagine this, ladies and gentlemen. You're during the Great Depression, say 1929. During the Great Depression, and you're telling women that you can do what men do, and you can be as promiscuous as men and go out here and do what men do, and don't feel bad about it, and then the woman does that, and she goes out and parties like a rock star and gets pregnant, and then you can't afford much at all, let alone to have a child, a new child in the house. This, that's the children a lot of money. So what do you do on the backside? See, you create the problem by telling them, hey, you can be like men. Don't worry about it. Go on out there and be like men. You can have it just as full of life as a man. And then once you get pregnant, she has the solution. Come to my clinic. It's wicked. It's a wicked game that they play. And like I said, it's been going on. That's why we stay at 13 to 15% of the United States population. That's why. Our numbers are quailed. We are programmed to believe that this stuff that they put out here, it didn't exist in the beginning of time. Just it has a date. It has a creation date. Just like eugenics has a creation date, just like Darwin and evolution has a creation date. It's all neo-Darwinism, stemming from Darwinism, and not only Darwin, but Malthus also. Malthus was the one with the population control agenda, who Darwin looked up to. All right. Well, like I said, yep. It's a good job. Just, like I said, just keep on, and keep on with the truth. Beat them in the head until they figure it out. Sometimes it takes them a little bit longer, but we got to wake them up. Thank you, sis. Go ahead.
We have an evil and corrupt medical system. You might believe that the Western medicine that we have today always existed, but it's only about 100 years old. The one you can thank is John D. Rockefeller. He was an oil billionaire that became the richest man in the United States. In 1863, he opened his first oil refinery in Cleveland. Rockefeller believed that competition was sin and that he needed to eliminate the competition. Therefore, he started to buy every oil refinery that he could find in Cleveland, and within 2 years, he owned most of them. Over a decade later, his company Standard Oil owned most oil refineries in the United States. His control over the oil market created the first American monopoly. The government didn't like this, so they forced his company to split into smaller companies. Because of Rockefeller's greed, not many people liked him. He wanted to fix his reputation, but at the same time earn even more money. Then he found a brilliant solution. Rockefeller found out that there was a way to use his oil to create drugs. His oil was only worth about a nickel per gallon, but if he used his oil to create drugs, he could earn millions of dollars per gallon. In order for him to succeed with his plan, he bought the German company IG Farben. It was the same company that would later assist Hitler when he killed Jews. Rockefeller's biggest threat was natural health. One big problem with natural remedies was that it wasn't possible to patent them. Therefore, he needed to eliminate it. The first step in the takeover of the medical system was to take over the medical schools. Rockefeller then employed a man called Abraham Flexner. His task was to make a report of the medical schools in America. Flexner was against natural health and believed that it was quackery and that hospitals needed to use allopathic scientific medicine. Flexner released his report in 1910. In his report, he said that American schools should impose higher admission and graduation standards. The Congress then accepted his report, and medical schools had to teach allopathic medicine. Allopathic medicine is when you use drugs to treat illnesses but don't cure them. When Rockefeller got the green light that medical schools had to teach allopathic medicine, he and the Carnegie family gave grants to medical schools. They told the medical board that they would receive money, but they had to have one representative on the board of directors. And after that, medical doctors started to treat illnesses with drugs. Rockefeller also created the American Medical Association. This organization introduced a medical licensing system. Only doctors that had a license could work as a doctor, and everyone else that used natural remedies got eliminated. The Rockefellers are one of the biggest names in the eugenics movement. It's the belief that the world is overpopulated and that we need to shrink it. Rockefeller and other elite banking families believed that they were better than anybody else and that they needed to create a pure race. The eugenics movement started in America before Hitler killed Jews. It was actually the Rockefellers
Remember,
that
can you pause
introduced
it,
this
please?
concept to him and helped him.
Now, you just heard he said that Rockefeller, you know, the Rockefeller Foundation and Big Pharma, you know, like Ford was into the public school system. It's philanthropy. But you just heard him say that the world was overpopulated, did you? This is before Bill Gates, right? And see, you got a population control agenda, just like I said. That's why I bring up Robert Malthus, who I've not heard one nigga in this community say. So like I said, you know, they'll figure it out and they'll be regurgitating it soon. But anyway, Robert Malthus with the population control agenda, and he was more or less wanting to starve us out. He said just starve them out, and that healthcare and all this stuff was not, it was, like a sin, because we're just allowing these unwanted, unfit, and people that we don't want on the earth. We're helping them to thrive and survive. You understand? Robert Malthus. And his notable students was Alfred Russel Wallace and Charles Darwin. All right? But that's what we're dealing with right there, population. So here now today with Bill Gates. Go ahead, sis. Keep up. Keep it up. It's a good job. Are you still there? Okay. My bad. I thought I hung up.
And kill a lot of people. The Rockefellers also started the organization Planned Parenthood. Its aim was to reduce pregnancies in women. Bill Gates' father was once the leader of this organization, and that's the reason why Bill Gates is so involved in eugenics. The Rockefellers and other elite banking families also created the Federal Reserve. It's a central bank in America that creates money from thin air. Bankers met in secrecy in Jekyll Island 1910. Their plan was to take over the financial system. In 1913, they got the Congress to pass a bill where the money would be created from a central bank. And with the control over the production of money, the Rockefellers and other elite families could now buy everything they wanted. The aim of Big Pharma medicine is not to make people healthy. Instead, its goal is to make everyone sick, because you can't earn a lot of money if people are healthy. All drug companies work together as one network. The whole system can only continue if there are sick people. If people were healthy, then the whole system would collapse. You can't become healthy if you follow the corrupt system. Psychopaths created the medical system that we have today, and they still run it. Unless we don't realize this, we will continue to stay sick and never heal. It's time for you and me to learn about health and don't trust this evil cartel.
Yep. Yep. And was that it? Yeah. Can y'all hear me, Karima? Because see that goes right into systemic racism, right? That goes right into systemic racism. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, that goes right into systemic racism. And Woodrow Wilson, okay? Now, that's why I bring him up all the time, right? I bring up the Jekyll Island meeting also, when they created the Federal Reserve, and then you have all these central banks around the world, and there's only 3 countries that are not under the Rothschild Central Bank. When I did this presentation in 2020 and talked about this, it was Iran, Cuba, and North Korea. They weren't under the Rothschild Central Bank. But today in 2025, you have BRICS out here. And some of these countries are joining them going against the U.S. dollar. Okay? But this is just slavery around the world under the guise of, banks. And, we're creating money out of nothing. And the U.S. dollar is the currency of on the globe. You see what I'm saying? So, like I said, in 1913, that's Woodrow Wilson. That's the one who, it was The Birth of a Nation, the movie, where it was white men dressed up in blackface. And he would show it. To the blacks in America, because this is how they're acting. But it was white men in blackface, remember? And in I think it was in 1905, Woodrow Wilson had wrote a book on how he admired the KKK. Systemic, all the way up to your president, okay? All the way up to your treasury here. And them allowing the Federal Reserve to come in and do what they did in this time. That's why it says 1913, because that's when Woodrow Wilson took office. You know how you get elected into a, it goes by every 4 years. So, 1913 was when he went to office in January. So, in 1913 to 1921, he had 2 terms. And Woodrow Wilson was the president. And this is part of the main head of your government. All right? And he's a part of this systemic racism. Your philanthropist who's funding all of this mess is a part of it. Bill Gates' daddy. I said all this in 2020. This is my first presentation that I'm going to show today. If we get time, we can go ahead and show that one after Karima gets done with what she's doing here. We could just show this first one, and then we could do a part 2 and show the other ones. But, I'm going to show you that I'm saying all of this back then, before anybody else was even on it. Go ahead, Karima, because like I said, this is what we need to be talking about. This is what we need to see. And we need to know how the programming, the engineering, the social engineering for psychological entitlement is what we're dealing with. We believe that they're entitled. And we're nothing. We're less than. And in this collective, that it's okay for us to be off if necessary, because we're really nothing in our own mind. Because this is the programming that we have been, it has been indoctrinated into us through the 13 years that they have us in school, 12 years they have us in school, are our most influential years that they're programming this into our minds. We got to wake up. But you're doing a good job, Freeman. I appreciate it. Like I said, and then we'll show the African is Pro-Science in 2020, my first presentation. And this is great. This is a lead up. And I'm glad that, like I said, Karima's on it. And she knows what she's talking about. And JJ's on it. And this is, this is what we have to do out here. Because like I said, if we keep on allowing people to talk and push scientific racism, Darwin, Galton, Stenger, Freud, Carnegie, Ford, this goes on. You got the steel barons, you got the, oil barons, and see what he was doing with his oil when he was potentate. Well, they had to make money off the oil. They created plastic. They created the stuff that goes on medicine that gleams out of oil. That goes over top of the peels to cover the peel. That's oil. It takes oil to make. See, so they're not just making money off the oil. They're implementing the oil into our food, into our society through, Tupperware or, all these plastic items that we have today. You see? But we got a young brother out here and we need to support him. He's turning plastic into gasoline. He's calling it plastoline. And you can run your car off of it. Because it's the same oil that makes that plastic bottle or the plastic wrapper or your plastic peel bottle, your plastic Listerine bottle, your plastic bottles, your plastic water bottles, turning it into fuel. Okay, but you know, like I said, they had and that taking oil and putting it in medicine, mixing it with the medicine, putting it on the medicine. See, it makes them more money. It keeps their oil agenda going. So if you come up with something that's going to, you know, if you could run your car off of water, they're going to run you up out of here. Just like the medical industry. If you create a cure for something like cancer, they would run you up out of here. Because it's all about allopathic. Just like it says, they give you medicine to make you feel better. They don't give medicine to cure. They give you medicine to feel better, and you'll get hooked on it. You'll get hooked on that medicine, and then you have to take it for the rest of your life. They are that's like you know, a corner boy who, you know, sells you some stuff, and then all of a sudden you hooked on it for the rest of your life, and he's making money off of you for the rest of your life. Because you hooked on that stuff. No different than a drug dealer. But yes, all systemic and justified through scientific racism. See? Water Blue made a good point. Petroleum jelly, they have petroleum jelly, all these different uses for the oil. See? So they're making money hand over foot. So if you come up with something that will eliminate the use of oil, they're going to kick you out the country because oil is too big of a business in America. See what I'm saying? And they don't want nothing, you know, they don't want you created. They don't want you helping. They want to keep it the way it is. They want to control the narrative, right? But yeah, well, when you got another video, Kramer?
And rolling hills in the northern part of Denton County, Texas. The remains of more than 400 people lie in an overgrown cemetery. And even though it was abandoned and forgotten a long time ago, a few headstones can still be found.
Yeah, I think she's going to part 2. We already seen this part, but yeah, there's you know, but yeah. When we talking about, you know, just like I said, you're dealing with this system, and you know, you got the president. We already went through the president. We talked a little bit about the schools. You know, and you got your government.
Yeah, you got number you got number 2 and 3 spot.
I'm sorry, what did you say, sis?
You got number 2 and number 3 spot. So yeah, I'm going to number 4.
Yeah. Yeah, because remember I went over this in the presentation before. I think part of it was part of it was in the school to prison pipeline when I went, you know, on that when I was talking about the schools and the philanthropy and stuff, you know, with Ford and Carnegie and Rockefeller and all them. And then, but I mean, like I said, this is where we need to be at now. Everybody's starting to figure it out. So you know, that's why I say we got to keep on keep on and on and on. Keep on telling the truth, man. We can't keep on letting these people run around here and lie to our people like this. You know, call it for what it is, you know, and call it out every time you see it, you know, because they sit up here and they'll tell you, oh, well, you know, oh, get over it. Slavery was long ago and we didn't have nothing to do about it. And it wasn't us, you know, and then you just look them in the face and you say, okay, so you're telling me you know about slavery, then, right? Oh, yeah, I know about it, but it was so long ago. Well, what is worse, the violence or the silence, you wicked demons? What is worse, the violence that your great-great-great-granddaddy did to my ancestors, or the silence that you keeping in your mouth today? And they try to push me aside and tell me, oh, you didn't have nothing to do with it. Yeah, well, you keeping up the lie, and you allow the lie to live.
Hey, Dennis.
Yeah.
I gotta say something real quick. I think it's worse.
Why you mute? Why you mute like he wasn't using the same mic? JJ. JJ, why you mute like he wasn't using your mic? I'm mute. Okay.
I do not join in the belief that the African is our equal in brain or in heart. And I believe that if we can, in any fair way, possess ourselves of his services, we have an equal right to utilize them to our advantage. Francis Galton, 1857.
Francis Galton is known as the father of eugenics. He actually coined the phrase eugenics. So he believed in trying to increase those he felt were superior in stock and decrease those he felt were inferior. Francis Galton came from a very wealthy family, a family that made its wealth from the slave trade. And what a lot of people don't know is that Francis Galton was a cousin to Charles Darwin. Francis Galton took Charles Darwin's philosophies and ideas and thoughts, and he actually put them into practice. And that's what we know today as eugenics. Eugenics and evolution are related in that they both see what they consider to be the highest form of primate, such as the gorilla, as almost indistinguishable from what they consider the lowest form of human, the African and the Aborigine.
At some future period, not very distant as measured by centuries, the civilized races of man will almost certainly exterminate and replace the savage races throughout the world. The break between man and his nearest allies will then be wider, for it will intervene between man in a more civilized state, and some ape as low as a baboon, instead of as now between the Negro or Australian and the gorilla. Charles Darwin, 1890.
Charles Darwin is very well known for writing The Origin of Species in the 1800s. This book gave rise to evolutionary theory. What people don't know is that there was actually a longer original title to this book, and that was On the Origin of Species by Means of Natural Selection, or the Preservation of Favored Races in the Struggle for Life. Now, copies and editions that they made afterwards eliminated that phrase about the favored races. Evidently, they understood then that it was politically incorrect.
Some may defend Francis Galton because eventually that he rejected slavery, but they do point out that all of his wealth did derive from the slave trade, but also it needs to be known that he, as well as other eugenists, did not reject slavery until after it had ended, and they could not any longer exploit blacks legally. So at that point, it would have been quite easy for he and his cohorts to reject slavery. I think this is a point that we all have to really realize, that the eugenics movement was not invented by the everyday average white American, but by a select group of wealthy white elitists that had often used this ideology to pit all of white America against Black America. And so we see that indeed that truly is the case even to this day.
Average Negroes possess too little intellect, self-reliance, and self-control to make it possible for them to sustain the burden of any respectable form of civilization without a large measure of external guidance and support. Francis Galton, 1873.
Eugenicists believed that Africans were inferior, not just mentally, but physically, and that left to themselves, left alone, they would not make it. The problem is, it didn't work. With that failure, the eugenicists moved on to what is known as positive eugenics. In positive eugenics, the eugenicists wanted the white population to reproduce, to have so many children that it overwhelmed the Black population, but that didn't work either. Next, they moved on to what they called negative eugenics. They knew that they could not round up all the Blacks in the nation and execute them, so they decided to create an environment
Kramer,
where
can
they
you
would
pause real quick?
convince the Blacks to severely limit the number of children they were going to have, and thereby
Kramer, can you
commit
stop right there?
race.
He fell out. Hold up. Negative eugenics. I know you want to talk about that. Let me pull him, call him back up. Indigenous. Yeah, hit that like, share, and subscribe, please. All right, here you go.
540-773-1661.
There you go. All right, go ahead, bro.
I don't know what happened.
Call Phil. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is what JJ, you want me to bring it out or you want me to hold it till later on?
Do what you do, bro.
All right, what is prenatalism or post or anti-natalism, all right? And this is what we're dealing with. Trump's talking about right now. Okay? He's asking the white people to have babies, big families, as they quell our mating. Right now today, look it up. Prenatalism, and let me look it up for you. Then that way we have it after Kramer finishes her videos. So go ahead, sis, and then I'm going to get that information for you. And we're going to have that because this is still going on right now. Just like I said, over in Israel, they're doing this Hitler stuff. See? Sterilization and
it's only like a few seconds.
Make it an all-white bastion, right? That's what they're doing in Israel. You know, and then right now with Trump, he's going back to good eugenics, clean eugenics, right? Then later in the video, you're going to see where they found out it wouldn't work, so they went to bad eugenics, and then they started trying to quell our mating and our numbers. But you know, go ahead, Kramer. I'll have it for you after you finish your 2 videos. All right, I'll save it till then. Go ahead, sis.
These are your videos, first of all. And second of all, you're right, because he yeah.
Thank you, sis. I love you. That's what I said.
Right. And then, okay, so Trump did bring a lot of Europeans from Africa, South Africans, South white Africans. So, yeah, he is trying to make them breed, you know, out as probably.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I got the name of it. So, like I said, we can We can look at that after you get done your video, sis. But that, it's leading. What I mean? Like I said, I'm excited right now because this is where I've been wanting to go with a couple of things. There's a couple of things I wanted to talk about, and me and JJ's going to talk about this too. So it's pronatalism. I'm sorry, pronatalism. Pronatalism. Pronatalism and anti-natalism. We're going to get into that. Okay, but go ahead, sis.
Remember, you can start the video back up, I think. Or was that it? Was that the end of the video? Hello? I think Kareem might have fell out. Oh, she's still up here.
Oh,
is that the end of the video? Was that the end of it? Okay.
No.
Oh, he said that wasn't the end of the video, Sister Kareem.
And she said she had one more too. She had number 3. She had number 2.
Yeah,
She wanted to finish.
Was I told you it was only like one? No, I said that was on. No. Yeah, no, we're on number 5. Okay. We are on number 5, and also I told you it was only like 2 seconds of that video to play out.
Okay.
So I'm playing the number 5 video.
Okay. All right.
Tag those labels upon the targeted community. These words were less inflammatory, so it lets society could not promote their agenda simply because they knew it'd be viewed as politically incorrect and socially unacceptable. So what they did was use code words that were once successful in slavery. Terms such as feeble-minded.
Hold on, and knock my volume.
Yeah, is that it, sis? You there, Kareem?
The problem of the socially fit must be treated
And
not as
let me call you right back.
the problem of the spread of feeble mindedness. Dr. Charles Davenport, 1913, director of the Eugenics Record Office, Cold Spring Harbor, New York, and co-founder of the American Eugenics Society.
Eugenics realized that they could not promote their agenda simply because they knew it'd be viewed as politically incorrect and socially unacceptable. So what they did was use code words that were once successful in slavery, terms such as feeble-minded, unfit, words such as imbecile, immoral, criminal. They tagged those labels on the targeted community. These words were less inflammatory, so it lets society more or less not be totally alarmed of the intent, but deep down inside, I believe everyone truly knew what segment of society and what people they were actually talking about.
Even a cursory glance at the charts, photographs, and diagrams used to popularize eugenic ideals reveals that the unfit were swarthy, black, and ugly by Anglo-Saxon standards, with flat noses, wiry hair, and prognathous profiles. Harriet Washington, author, Medical Apartheid.
In the early 20th century, the white elitists who made up the eugenics movement were no longer just philosophers and academics. Now they were industrialists and billionaires who had come to embrace a worldview that was essentially identical to the eugenics movement. The same individuals and corporations who had once made millions on the backs of slaves were now willing to spend millions to get rid of them. But that didn't mean that these guys were interested in being public crusaders for the eugenics movement. They were certainly willing to be the brains and the money behind it, but they would hire crusaders to do the dirty work. And the primary one they settled upon was a woman named Margaret Sanger. She was the founder of the American Birth Control League and the publisher of its newsletter, the Birth Control Review. On a practical level, the relationship between Sanger and these elitists was basically a marriage of convenience. In order to advance their common agendas, they needed a front man and she needed money. And the whole thing would be held together by this kind of bizarre obsession with race and class. The result was that the American Birth Control League became the driving force behind the American eugenics movement. Eugenics would no longer just be a philosophy. Sanger and others like her were going to put it into practice.
We are paying for and even submitting to the dictates of an ever-increasing, unceasingly spawning class of human beings who never should have been born at all. Margaret Sanger, 1922.
The laws of nature require the obliteration of the unfit, and human life is valuable only when it is of use to the community or race. Madison Grant, 1916, co-founder, American Eugenics Society.
The black man has never been a competitor, but has always been subservient to the white race. And just so long as he remains subservient, his position is secure. And just so soon as he becomes a competitor, his fate is sealed. Dr. Benjamin Hayes, eugenicist, 1905.
The American Birth Control League was wise enough to get their program of population control across by using what had worked in the
Sister
past,
Kareem, can you
the
pause it real
same
quick?
code words that had
Sister-
established the institution of slavery
Real
and
quick.
that was also used by the early eugenics movement.
All right, yeah, I got to get ready to go. Have some business.
Was once
And
again
then he
used
just
by
want
the
to,
American Birth
he wanted to
Control
close
League.
out, and
the
I-
Margaret Sangers of those days did not
It's
come
great.
out and say they were trying to eliminate black people. What they did say, they were trying
Okay, there you go. Yeah, he want. So I'm gonna let him close out, and then y'all can
to
still hang
rid
out.
society.
Still got more information that she wants to show. Go ahead and do this because I got to get out of here. I apologize. We've been on for 3 hours though. Go ahead and do this.
Okay.
Let me put your speaker. Let me put your speaker. Go ahead.
Peace and love, everybody. We're gonna do a part two. God willing, here soon. Next couple of days, we're gonna get back to this. Now that y'all can hear me, we got the technical difficulty straightened out. We should be ready for the next time, and we're gonna go in depth and go in depth into this. And like I said, I appreciate Karima for what she went up here and putting out the information that needs to be put out there and needs to be talked about. And like I said, I love y'all. Y'all keep y'all's head high and your grass low, and stop lying to my people. And like I said, take this video and use what you can get out of it. Take what you can and learn, people. Like I said, we have to do better. We have to stop allowing these people to tell us who we are, how to live, and where we come from. Like I said, I love y'all. Keep y'all's head high. Your grass low, and stop lying to my people. And we're gonna do a part two. Thank you, Kareem. Thank you, JJ. Love y'all. And peace and love to everybody that's going to hear this and that's listening right now. Love all of y'all. Peace.
All right, peace. All right, Kareem, if you want to continue, that's up to you. But I got to get up out of here myself.
Yeah, we're closing out.
You can close out. All right, I love y'all. Love you, Grandma. This show dedicated to you. Everybody, hey, don't wait till they're gone to tell them that you love them. Because, like I said, I didn't do that. I always took them. Some of us wait and it'll be too late. That being said, peace and blessings. We out. All right, here I come.
I'll praise you, Most High. Yeah, that sound good, y'all. Hello. What we doing?
Hey, cook that up, Khalid.
We still getting to the money, got these haters in they field. Lil' homie, let them chill. Most I told me vengeance hit my enemies, my footstools. We ain't got no beef for real. This here, this how we live. Look here, homie, we still getting to the money, got these haters in they field. Lil' homie, let them chill. Most I told me vengeance hit my enemies, my footstools. We ain't got no beef for real. This here, this how we live. Look here, homie, be still. They said you got the call, they trying to blackball you. Like what they own, bro. You can't blackball a boss. The whole world, they hate Israel. The way you hate your neighbor, might as well pull the trigger on yourself. You know we get excited by the smoke. Every day we casting flesh. Save my treasure stored in heaven, we gon' blow the rest. They disrespecting and we check the bait that causing kept it still. They asking others about my business, but I ain't got no instant miss. See, I still deal with ox direct. Cause your person don't mean you respect. Your outlet don't get no credit if the ox ain't in it. Money answer all things and you got all these questions. Playing Vic. Look, I employ slavery. I'll give you broke your head. Yeah, them crews in the hood, Jews in the hood. I caught them clues, now I'm good. I broke it down, he understood my all to you. Filtered through, you found a few, I'm good. We what we sold, this here exclusive. They like, hey, folk, look what you doing. We still getting to the money, got these haters in they field. Lil' homie, let them chill. Most I told me vengeance hit my enemies, my footstools. We ain't got no beef for real. This here, this how we live. Look here, homie, we still getting to the money, got these haters in they field. Lil' homie, let them chill. Most I told me vengeance hit my enemies, my footstools. We ain't got no beef for real. This here, this how we live. Look here, homie, be still. Most I told me be still, give a room to work. Know my movie work. Your faith ain't good, don't put the work in. In the spirit flexing, that my day job. Getting the mode out my own, I don't know what they are. Before I got the blueprint, and I'm too legit to quit. Let it spark in the dark, be a light, got it lit. Trying to map my movement, got my haters pondering. The ops set the question there, they wanna know if you still lit. It hit different, you authentic, a lot of ops pretending. We do it for the Lord, got my own motion, who are you to judge? Put most high first, none above. Tap in the spirit, we locked in, they'll come against your plot. You know Judas said, yeah, we spit them scripts, they barely not. Came on spaceships, then you not black. You know they tell you everything. Isaiah 30:20, yeah, we bad. You see what happened when they tried to rail the train up off the track. False witness, hypocrite. We throw shots back, now they feel heat. Must go get it. We still getting to the money, got these haters in they field. Lil' homie, let them chill. Most I told me vengeance hit my enemies, my footstools. We ain't got no beef for real. This here, this how we live. Look here, homie, we still getting to the money, got these haters in they field. Lil' homie, let them chill. Most I told me vengeance hit my enemies, my footstools. We ain't got no beef for real. This here, this how we live. Look here, homie, be still.